We're sitting in the kitchen at the scarred Formica table, my father and my brother Joe and I, having just finished the kind of meal we have had innumerable times in the 23 years since my mother died. Take out hot dogs from Yakko, the hot dog king, with a side of deep-fried pierogies. Or maybe it was microwaved Lloyd's roast beef barbecue from a plastic container in the fridge. Or strip steaks on the George Foreman grill with a side of microwaved instant mashed potatoes. I can't recall for certain what we ate that night, maybe because my father has asked us to meet with him after supper to go over his will. And the 2 steel boxes have been there on the table next to the tall plastic bottle of orange soda throughout the meal, keeping their secrets to themselves. I know what's in at least one of them, though. Birth certificates, death certificates, account numbers, records, directions, the deeds to graves. It's 2 weeks since he's been diagnosed with MDS, myelodysplastic syndrome, a condition that at his age, 81, almost always becomes leukemia. He has everything in order, he says. It's all right here in the boxes. Now the will's pretty simple, he tells us. Everything's split down the middle, so there's nothing for the 2 of you to fight about. He has told each of us the same thing in the past 2 weeks, and Joe and I have talked about it on the phone. You want the toaster oven or the Foreman grill, my brother Joe? It's true that there wasn't much to split up. My father had a story he liked to tell about sitting down with my mother at the kitchen table once each month to pay bills, and putting all the bills in my mother's stock pot and drawing them out one by one, writing checks till the money was gone. And that was that, he'd say. If we ran out of money before we got to you, well, then you went back in the pot next month. Once when I was young and knew, according to my father, neither the difference between shit and shinola, nor my ass from my elbow, on a holiday visit home from college, I chimed in with a lame coda to my father's anecdote, trying to augment the good humor of it, give it a little extra spin. As my father drew the story to its canonical close, well then, you went back in the pot next month. I wisecracked that I finally understood why we never had a pot to piss in. Another expression of my father's. You guys were using it as the accounts payable department. Yeah. My father looked at me blankly, as if he didn't get it. Then, before I could compound my mistake by trying to explain it, he rose from his chair. You little punk, he muttered as he left the room. I had tripped a switch and plunged my father from the safety of his lyric, humorous, emblematic scene into deep shame and remembered desperation. The very emotions that his ritual telling, with its shrug and goofball smile, its cavalier fuck-em attitude, was meant to exorcise. I was, of course, the one who didn't get it, sitting there on my elbow with a shinola-eaten grin on my face. I was not the one who had stood against a wall at 6 in the morning for the shape-up, hoping to get picked to work like a donkey for the next 12 hours. I was not the one who'd had to go down to the PP&L office with money made from cleaning out somebody's suburban garage just to get the lights turned back on. I was not the one who felt humiliated the year our Christmas presents came from the Salvation Army, complete with tags that said, boy, 6 to 8 years old. My father had taken all those years and all that shame and locked them in a little box of a story. And just when he was clicking it shut again, as he had so many times before, I propped the lid open a moment longer with my fatuous cleverness, and a monstrous cloud, the genie of shame, escaped.